If you have a dog with separation anxiety, I feel for you because I have had two dogs now that have had a lot of anxiety. My first dog, Jada, was very, very anxious about things, but it was nothing compared to my current dog, Lucy. She is extremely anxious about a lot of things, especially separation anxiety. She does not like it when I leave her sight. And so we've gone through a lot over this first year of her life to get her to a point where I can leave the house and not have any issues. The first thing you need to know is every dog is going to be different. You're going to get a lot of advice on how to deal with separation anxiety, and what works for one person may not work for you. One thing that I noticed, and this is to give you guys hope, one thing that I've noticed is no matter how much effort or how much work you do with your dog, sometimes it's just about milestones. They have to hit an age milestone, an emotional or a mental milestone, and it will switch like that. There will be a marked result, a very dramatic difference, and you won't know what happened or why it happened. It is just they hit a milestone and things changed. And I found this with Lucy. It wasn't the only thing we did, but I saw a marked change because she hit certain milestones. And it changed and helped us dramatically. So sometimes you just have to wait an extra month, 6 months, whatever it happens to be. It was a long time for Lucy. I thought I would never, ever be able to leave the house without her screaming her head off. And we got to the point where we did. And it's because of hitting certain milestones, but it's also because of this second thing. And it was the location of where I left my dog when I left the house. I taught Lucy and Gemma to be crated when I am not here for safety reasons. They also sleep in their crates at night to make sure they are where they belong. Should a house fire happen or should something bad happen, I know where my dogs are. We can easily get to them, and they're not free roaming. They're not, causing any issues. I had puppies. And so I keep them in crates when I leave to make sure they are where they're supposed to be. And I left them in their crates where they sleep at night in my bedroom. And they did not like being there. Or I should say Lucy didn't like being there. Gemma is fine. She's very chill about these things. If I leave her, she's good. But Lucy would have a full-on panic attack, and she would scream and she would cry and she would just not be happy at all anytime I left. And so we practiced and we did, just me walking outside for a few minutes and coming back. We did the whole thing. What made the difference was that I moved her crate from the bedroom to the living room where there's more windows, where there's more light, where she spends her days. I put her in the living room, and the first couple of times she was still very upset, but then she wasn't because it was very, very familiar. Lucy very much has things planned and strategized in her mind. She likes her routine, so she does not want to be in her downstairs crate until it's bedtime. If you try to put her in there during the day for whatever reason, she's not going to be happy. Even to this day, she doesn't love being in there. Somebody's got to keep an eye on her. If I put her in her crate upstairs, whether I'm in the house, whether I'm leaving, whether I'm just popping outside real quick, or whether I'm like sitting here trying to do something, not a peep anymore. The first couple of times she would stress, and then she would calm down. It was the location change. So if you have a dog who is struggling with that separation anxiety, maybe where you're trying to keep them, the room that they're in, the crate that they're in, whatever it happens to be, maybe that's not where they need to be. Maybe you need to try a different location. And a great way to test this is to set up cameras around their house, pointing at these different places, and then leave them in different locations and see how they behave. Lucy did not want to stay in the bedroom because that was not her daytime place. She wanted to be in the living room, which is her daytime place. And that has made a significant difference. Now she can go right in her crate and not a peep. Zero issues, no problem. And I can leave the house. And she's a little over a year now. I have been able to leave for pretty significant periods of time, keeping in mind, of course, that I work from home. So she's always around me. It's not like I would leave her as a puppy to go to work. So there was a little bit of that playing into the separation anxiety as well. But changing that location, giving her a different venue, giving her more light, more space, and the space she's comfortable with during the daytime has changed the game. So if you are leaving your dog, if you're working on that separation anxiety or anxiety in general, try moving them to a different location. If you keep them crated, move the crate. If you just keep them in a room, put them in a different room. See what happens, see what's going to work. And then having those cameras with the eyes on your dog means you know if there's going to be an issue. So if your dog doesn't do well in the living room and you want to put them in the bedroom, you can keep an eye on them to make sure they're not going to destroy your pillows or your comforter. You can maintain that watchful eye over them as you're deciding which room is going to be the best fit for your dog. So don't even leave. You can just go out and sit in your car in the driveway or go sit in a chair outside and just watch on your phone app the cameras to see how they're going to behave to determine where is going to be the best fit for them when you do have to leave. If it's a crate, if it's in a room, if it's a crate in a room, whatever it is, do a little bit of trial and error, give it a couple of times. Like I said, I moved them upstairs to where it's lighter, brighter in the living room. And it still took a good couple of times of me leaving for her to stop panicking, but then she did. So give it room to breathe, give it time to try, give it a good trial run, and then see what's going to be the best fit for your dog, because it could be location-based anxiety, and switching locations could absolutely change the game. Maybe not remove it entirely, but definitely lower some of those levels for you if you are going to be trying this. Let me know if you have found something that has worked for your dog's separation anxiety so that we can help each other down in the comment section below, and follow along for daily videos helping you navigate the world of being a dog parent so you can level up for your pup with the least amount of stress possible. We'll see you in tomorrow's episode.